Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, exactly what I warned was going to happen is now happening, not only in the US, but all across the globe. You see, right now, there are bureaucrats and politicians who are literally vouching for the continued lockdowns of citizens, not because of COVID-19, but under the pretense of a climate emergency. In other words, in order to save the planet, you have to have scattered lockdowns forever, amen, until the planet is saved. Welcome to Third World America. Look, if you want more information on what's truly going on, you got to get on over to restrictedrepublic.com. So get on over to Restricted Republic, sign up today and get that inside information. And right now we've got a 14-day free trial. But back to the topic at hand. Right now we have politicians and bureaucrats urging for massive lockdown measures to continue. Take a look at this first article here on WUWT.com. Ugly. Climate emergency soon to justify house arrest. It goes on, under the pretense of a climate emergency, politicians and bureaucrats will increasingly impose COVID-like restrictions on our jobs, on our transportation, on our food choices, on our housing, and much else based on the purported need to reduce greenhouse gases. Here's another article on LifeSiteNews.com. Rockefeller Foundation funded professor. Governments could use lockdowns to tackle a climate emergency. The article states a professor in the UK who is funded in part by a pro-abortion Rockefeller Foundation claims governments in the future might have to do capitalism differently or face the potential of radical climate lockdown. In the near future, the world may need to resort to lockdown again, this time to tackle a climate emergency, wrote the University College London economics professor Mariana Mazzucato in an opinion piece dated September 22nd and published in the Irish Examiner. Mazzucato wrote, under the climate lockdown, governments would limit private vehicle use, as well as ban consumption of red meat. A climate lockdown would also force people to extreme energy-saving measures, while fossil fuel companies would have to stop drilling. In other words, in order to save humanity, just like we saved people with the COVID crisis, never mind that the so-called lockdowns did more harm than good, we saved people in the name of saving the planet and saving billions of people. We, the globalists, get rid of capitalism. You know, it's filthy. No, it ain't. And we also get to control every aspect of your life. To save the planet, we get to tell you when you can eat red meat and when you can't. We get to tell you when you can turn on your AC and when you can't. We get to tell you when you can use that dishwasher and when you can't. That's BS. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what they're vouching for. And I am literally terrified because after seeing the way people responded to COVID, imagine if Bill Gates came with this saving platter. Let's save the world. And everybody has to cut back. You mean everybody has to become a third world person except for you? Bill Gates, do you think the globalists are going to follow any of these rules? They won't. Right now, they're not even wearing their mask that they're forcing us to wear half the time. Trust me, their ACs will be on full blast while the rest of us suffer. But you know what? Imagine if somebody like Joe Biden were to get in. We're screwed. Because here's what he says. Take a look at this article on Daily Wire. Biden, coronavirus, a wake-up call to act on climate change and push climate justice. Independent.co.uk. If COVID-19 doesn't kill us, climate change will be an environmental Armageddon. World leaders warn the United Nations. You see, if Joe Biden gets in, just as the woman from the UK, the professor funded by Rockefeller Foundation, said that these lockdowns have to be permanent, off and on, of course, to save the planet. It seems like that's exactly what Joe Biden wants. He says we have to act on climate change. In other words, these lockdown measures are going to save the planet. We're going to have times which we can lock your vehicle down in order to reduce, what's going in the air. There's times we're going to have to lock you in your home and put you under house arrest to save the planet. And it's going to be presented with gold and silver, right? Look like a silver platter. Let me remind you of something that Tucker Carlson said, because I think it's truly important. Take a look at dailycaller.com. Tucker Carlson, World Health Organization is linking COVID to climate change. The World Health Organization says that finding a vaccine is not the goal. Reordering society is the goal. Quote, we will not, and we cannot go back to the way things were. That's a direct quote from the leader of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, who, by the way, is not really a doctor. And that's a quote from Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson. How about the president of the Chess Republic? Here's what he says on climatedepot.com. Former chess president Klaus warns of governments abusing of the COVID anti-pandemic policies for the radical rearrangement of our society. Look, they're not being silent about it. They're being very open. As the articles show, they want to radically change and radically keep these changes around. These lockdown measures, they don't plan on them going away. Instead of them being used for COVID, they're going to be used for every pandemic now on. Never mind that we had a pandemic in 2009. We never once shut down, right? But hey, going forward, doesn't matter how many people die because the pandemic can be declared without anyone dead. But hey, and on top of that, let's keep these measures around, to save millions of people from the hooks of climate change. Oh, global cooling or global warming, Let's just call it climate change, they said, because, climate actually changes. Yes, the climate changes. It has since day one. So you can't really, say much about that. But their definition is definitely a lot different than reality. This should be a red flag. I can't even say exactly. If this continues, we're screwed. We're literally screwed, not only here in America, but across the globe. We have to start making our voices heard. They're not planning on them going away. They're being very vocal, especially if Joe Biden gets in. Anyhow, please don't forget to check out my partner at healthwithlisa.com. If you guys haven't tried the BioTrust collagen there, I want to encourage you to check it out. It's really done wonders for my skin, my hair, my nails. And it's got 5 different types of collagen in it. So check it out. And right now you can get up to 51% off depending on how many bags you buy. But check it out at healthwithlisa.com and help support what I do here. Anyhow, I love all of you. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.